my friends and my family, this is Trevor Chapman. Modern day man, entrepreneur, achiever, purveyor of the good life, student of life, marketer. After over 10 years in business, tens of millions of dollars, I've learned this one thing. There's too much noise. It takes tactics and strategy. You can't buy it, you earn it through experience. Failure after failure hones the craft. You must become a warrior. It's time to run. The experience you can't buy. You had to have earned it. It's my turn to give back and contribute. I share all of my lessons from 7 to 8 and from 8 to 9 figures. We'll see if it goes from 9 to 10, but I'm gonna give it all to you. Consistency, persistence, dedication, vision, time, discipline, work. I'm gonna give it all to you so that you learn from where I failed and you learn from my experience. My brothers, this is your daily fuel.
Hey guys, quick message, and this is becoming more and more clear to me as I chat with people, do these interviews for EcomCon. I did a webinar for Bob McNulty. He's the father of e-commerce. He sold shopping.com for $220 million, all cash acquisition, back in the day. Like back when there was no such thing as Stripe, ClickFunnels, Shopify. Like everything had to be out. There was no interfacing with banks. Literally, they were faxing orders to people. I mean, that's nuts. Anyway, when I did this this thing for him, I talked about the number one. You know, you look at various times, and there were people who specialized in certain things that allowed society, and especially them, to succeed as a whole. You look at the Renaissance, and it was the thinkers, the artists, because mathematics and music was a science, right? It wasn't a humanities like it is now. You talk about music, and now it's some ethereal thing, but it used to be studied as a mathematical endeavor. You look at a little bit further, and explorers pushed the world forward, and then commerce with the advent of the Dutch and banking and all this. And so you've got specific groups that pushed the envelope forward. And right now, what is pushing the envelope forward is not tech entrepreneurs. It's marketers. That's who's pushing the bubble. Do you know how many amazing software lines of code there are that have 0 users? Like, there's probably software out there that would boggle your mind. I know there is. Because I worked with Rafael, the Israeli Defense Force-owned private company that created the Iron Dome, the most advanced software on the planet, keeps the country of Israel safe. No one knows about it. Like, literally no one knows about it. Scott, what's up, man? And you could use it in any application. We used it to prevent school shootings. Sold it to Andy Blank, who was using it for his warehousing because he warehouses for Nestle. It's predictive. And so it's like, okay, if it analyzes actions, it gives them a value, it looks at future value, and then it says, this is going down this path, this is the value, this is what's going to happen in the future. And so what I'm trying to say is that everyone thinks that people are changing the world right now are these tech entrepreneurs and these coders, and it's not. It's the marketers. But here's how you take it to the next level. Before I actually talk about taking it to the next level, let me say this. Everyone's like, oh man, I want to be like Conor McGregor. I'm going to go train for 10 years and then I'm going to make $100 million, $150 million, whatever it was, right, in a weekend. Or Floyd Mayweather comes out. Did he come out of retirement because he was a boxer? Like, did Conor McGregor really make all this money because he's a fighter? He just happens to be a fighter. He's an incredible marketer. That's what it is. Floyd Mayweather never wearing the same shoes twice is the equivalent of someone jumping on and creating an incredible piece of content, right, and throwing it on the internet. Those dudes are marketers. That's why they made that money. Just so happens that they fight too, right? And so As people look around and they're like, if I want to change the world, I'm going to become a tech entrepreneur. I'm going to write code. I'm freaking going to write code that gets rid of greenhouse gases. Like, the bottom line is you can write all the code you want, but there is a lot of derelict code that has absolutely no usage because there are no markers standing behind it. So if you want to make a change and actually influence, then you need to be a marketer. But here's the linchpin, all right? Marketers need to become remarketers, but real remarketers, and I'll tell you why. If you looked at the marketing in your car podcast, or it's something I forget, Russell Brunson has this podcast, and one of his entire episode was about when I flew up to ClickFunnels and presented about page load times, because for the last 20 years, online marketers have had these things that they like. When I got into marketing, I was like, okay, what's the key? And they're like, dude, no videos on the opt-in page. For some reason that doesn't load. Make ugly pages. Ugly pages load better. And they're like going through all these weird things. I'm just like, dude, that can't be possible. Like, a video engages. So I analyze, and I want to understand why. With my own marketing, I do these tests, and I look at my Google Analytics, and what is it? 68% of the people visiting my page bounce. Scientifically, that's the term, and proverbially, they bounce. They don't wait around for the page to load. It's not that ugly pages convert better. It's that pretty complex pages take way too long to load. And here's the problem with remarketing. What happens is people pixel the audience that doesn't even know what the offer is. Here's the deal. If you throw up an ad and someone clicks on it, and 62% internet-wide of visitors to web pages bounce, that means more than half never wait for the page to load. And then you're like, you know what? They say that remarketing is the key, so I'm going to remarket better than anybody else. 62% of your people don't even know what the front-end offer is. So when you throw at them a 10% discount first 3 days, they didn't bite. 15% discount next 3 days, didn't bite. 40% discount, last chance to buy this, and they're like, what's the offer? Because they never saw the offer. Because most people click through out of curiosity and not out of buyer intent. And when they click through out of curiosity, if it does not load quick enough, they have no clue what the offer is, and they leave. How do I know this? I was clicking through to my own page that I had some people on my team build, and it didn't load. I was like, dude, I'm not waiting around for this. Boom, swipe away. Get on to other things. They asked me, what do you think? I'm like, I have no clue. I have no clue what it even looks like. You made it way too complex. If I'm not going to stay around, no one's going to stay around. I jumped on ClickFunnels.com. 32-second load time on mobile. 13 megabytes of load. If someone is not sold on ClickFunnels, they're not going to sign up for ClickFunnels because they're not going to wait around that long. So you need to not become a marketer. Like, you need a master marketer, but you need to become a remarketer, an actual digital strategist, someone who says, okay, 62% on average, and you need to analyze your own analytics, right? Because maybe for you it's higher, 74%. Maybe it's lower, 30%. But then you can say, if you're average, I'm going to remarket differently to the 50% lowest engaged individuals. You can now market based on page time, how much time someone spent on your page. So you segment that and you say that 50% that spent the least amount of time on my page, I'm hitting them with another front-end offer because they have no clue what that front-end offer is. And then I'm going to talk to them like a human. I'm not going to say, Labor Day sale, review our front-end offer again. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, sorry, dude, page didn't load. Here's a faster version. And then you go. The second group that stayed longer, I will hit them with my remarketing sequence because I know they know the front-end offer. But then you continue to do it. You continue to remarket. You already paid for those clicks. And it's literally like when you eat a delicious cake and a piece of it falls on the table and you don't do anything about it. Like, eat that. Become a remarketer.